Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage from L.L.Bean, Senior Manager of Customer Satisfaction, Michele Martin.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for having us today. Before we get started talking a little bit about L.L.Bean's digital journey, we wanted to start with some trivia. So I have for you an L.L.Bean boot. We were going to do custom L.L.Bean boots for everybody in the front row, but it just didn't seem to work out. So instead, we have these keychains for you. So first question is, what does LL stand for? Any guesses? Take a guess. What was the guess? That's right, Leon Wood Bean, who is our founder. So very good. So I have Melody Morrill here from our technology team to hand out keychains. Congratulations. Next question is, how long has L.L.Bean been in business? Very close. I heard 120, 104 years. So we were founded in 1912. Somewhere in the back. And the next question is, where is L.L.Bean headquartered? Very good. So Melody, you're going to have to figure out who that was first. Good luck. So again, thank you for having us. Egain, it's a pleasure to be here to talk about our partnership today. As I mentioned, L.L.Bean was formed in 1912. The way that we were formed was really based on what you see here, a version of the L.L.Bean boot called the Maine hunting shoe. So our founder, Leon Wood Gorman, built a hunting shoe that he advertised through a brochure to hunters, and he built about 100 of these boots and sold them. What he found out was that the rubber bottom separated from the leather top, and about 90 pairs of the boots were returned to him. And that was really the genesis of our 100% customer satisfaction guarantee that we still have in place today. So things have changed a bit since 1912. We now are a company with $1.6 billion in annual sales and have 140,000 different products to offer our customers. So I wanted to show you a brief video to give you a little bit of a feel for our brand. That gives you a little bit of a feel for who L.L.Bean is and what we're all about. And our 100% satisfaction guarantee that I mentioned that came from Leon's first boot was really in existence in 1912 and has not really changed. So today it is very much the same. Our customers are the ones who define their level of satisfaction with us, so we really allow them to tell us if they're happy with the products that they've purchased. And so we consider this really a handshake between ourselves and our customers. So again, a few things have happened since 1912, and I think what's most notable about a couple of points along this timeline slide is that there wasn't a lot of change for many years, and then all of a sudden the pace of change at L.L.Bean has picked up tremendously. So speeding up a bit, in 1925 we sent out our first catalog, a 24-page catalog, and all orders were mail orders. In 1951, we had a retail store in Freeport, Maine, which is still there, and L.L.Bean himself decided at that time that he would throw away the keys to the store, and the store would remain unlocked and open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and that still remains true. So lots of folks enjoy shopping around midnight, not much traffic. In 1985, we introduced our first toll-free number for customer service. In 1996, and here's where the pace begins to pick up a bit, we launched LLBean.com. In 2000, we opened our first retail store outside the state of Maine and Virginia, and today we have 46 retail stores in operation, so really beginning to expand on that. We also have 24 stores in Japan and an international website. In 2004, we launched email and chat as customer service channels, and we'll talk more about that. In 2008, we offered the option for our customers to provide ratings and reviews, so a real value add for our other customers as they think about what products and services might work for them. In 2010, we took on Facebook and Twitter as service channels. So we had those channels as marketing channels before, but now we began to have conversations with our customers there. In 2012, which was also our 100th anniversary, we launched a mobile site. And at long last, in 2015, we have a mobile app for iOS and are working on Android as well. So a real speed up in terms of the change at L.L.Bean, which really leads me to the next topic and what we're talking about today, which is the growth in digital for L.L.Bean. So we have a staff of approximately 800 customer service reps, all based in Maine. That spikes to about 2,200 for our peak season. We have 2 contact centers, and we have about 300 home agents. And so we're getting about 9 million contacts annually that those reps are handling. What we're seeing is about 12% of those contacts are now what we would call digital contacts. And between 2014 and 2015, we saw that grow about 15%. And I would say this year we're seeing that even spiral even further into a larger piece of our overall contact mix. If we were to take digital a little bit more broadly and think about calls that we have that are driven based on digital experiences, that number is probably more like 25% of our overall contacts. Why that's important is we are still very much a phone-based business, but moving quickly in this direction. And we've had, based on what you've seen around our history, a really long time to get good at phone customer service. We haven't had that same luxury in digital as many of you probably experience, and so our customers are not as satisfied in our digital service channels. So our partnership with Egain has been critical in terms of making that satisfaction a better experience and really starting to mirror what they're used to from L.L.Bean and other channels. So we took on this partnership with Egain in 2013. I'll just note a few key highlights along the way. So what we're really trying to do is drive that world-class service through email, chat, and social media, and try to get our service levels aligned across those channels. So in 2014, we added social media service to Egain. So now we're able to take all of those insights into one place to really drive continuous improvement. In 2015, we launched proactive chat as well. So we recognized that there were pages on our website where customers were often asking us to chat and asking questions of us through other channels. So we were offering up the option to our customers to chat with us, knowing that they had been on the page and potentially had some issues. So proactive chat launched for us then. We've tested that on quite a few pages, and actually just as of today are refreshing that to some new pages where we're seeing customers go to for the most inquiries. In early fall of last year, 2015, we actually upgraded to Egain version 14. And then after that, we launched what we are calling anonymous chat templates for proactive chat. So we looked at the customer effort around chatting with us when we were offering the chat through proactive and determined that we shouldn't be asking our customers to fill out a form and give us more information. We should really be serving up that service immediately to them. So made that switch as well. I'll talk a little bit more about Solve Button pilot. So we are just beginning to dip our toe into knowledge and really excited about what the future holds there. Stella Connect Surveys is another program that we'll talk about in just a minute, but this required an integration between two of our partners in Egain as well as Stella Service, and has been a very successful program for us. And then we moved to Egain version 15 in January. We will move to version 15, and really excited about the capabilities that we will have with that platform as well. So we know that we will have enhanced analytics capabilities, and our teams will be able to pull even more data out of the system to help our reps provide that world-class service. So how do we know how we're doing based on all of these activities? So we have a partner in Stella Service that has told us they monitor about 100 top online retailers, and we have been named a Stella Elite Service Provider. And what that means is we have ended up in the top 5 for phone, email, chat, and returns for 2015 across the board. So it was really a big change for us. We had gone from we basically halved our service levels in terms of speed to answer with chat. We were able to really turn around that customer experience and ensure that our reps had the digital competency that they needed to deliver world-class service. And also we saw that with email, we were able to answer the majority of our emails within an hour, which was by far surpassing the rest of the industry. So building on the partnership with Egain and then having a partner like Stella come in to tell us how we're doing with that has been really beneficial in terms of where we go next. So just a couple of examples of things that we've been able to execute over the past year or so. What you're seeing there with the chat survey is we were trying to take a look at how we get better at getting insight from our customers on their chat experience. And so we had the option through Egain to develop a very simple survey. We got it off and running very quickly. I think it was November of last year, so during a very busy time for us, but wanted to capture that volume of customer inquiry. So we had that up and running, and we were able to compare that to the Stella Connect survey that I mentioned. So Stella Connect is really a different survey experience, but essentially after the chat ends, the customer receives a survey with a picture of our rep and some information about what that person is interested in. So typically it's an outdoor photo of the rep. It gives a little bit of their hobbies and interests, and really just asks simply how that rep experience was for the customer. So they rate us on a 5-star scale, and they can leave a comment on that as well. So really wanted to see how we could compare results from those two surveys to best drive some insights. What we decided was the Stella Connect pilot was really getting us the rep engagement and the feedback that we needed. And so later in the year, in June of this year, we were able to integrate the Stella Connect survey with Egain. And so rather than our reps having to manually send the email survey out like they did during the pilot, the Egain system is actually picking up our customer email address and shipping that off to them immediately. So a very successful program for us, very smooth based on the rep and customer experience. And we have seen tremendous results. So we've seen 50% customer response rate, which we know in the business is extremely high and shows a lot of engagement on customers' part. We've also seen about a 4.8 average out of 5-star rating, which our reps love to see and continues to drive the right behaviors. And about 75% of the customers are also leaving us comments. So that's really where the rich data comes from for us to understand how we can do better. We've also just tested Solve. So Trevor actually joined us on site and had some time to sit with our reps and watch their experience, and came out of that and said, you know, you have the Solve button and it's not that hard to activate. So we're piloting that now. Returns, if you're familiar with L.L.Bean at all, is a really big area of inquiry for us with the guarantee. And so we're testing that with returns and a team that is able now to very quickly navigate the resources that we have within Egain to answer those customer questions. So what does the future look like? Lots of exciting work to be done with Egain. Here are just a couple of highlights of what we're planning on next. So knowledge, as I mentioned, Solve is really the first entry point for us into knowledge, and our plans for the coming year are trying to figure out how better to serve our reps with knowledge and our external customers as well. So both a website component and an internal component that allows for them to get the information that we know is already there a little bit faster and help us drive first contact resolution as well. Leveraging analytics, so I mentioned that a move to V15 is coming for us as well, and really understanding our customers' journey and how their service experience is evolving is very important, and this capability is going to help solve some of the gaps that we currently have with that data. Much like you've heard today already, Facebook Messenger, texting, and SMS and MMS texting integration is also really critical for us. So not necessarily a huge differentiator. I think most customers now are really just expecting that we will offer that service. And so we want to make sure that we are in the channels our customers are choosing when they're there and serving them how they would like to be served. And last, really leveraging L.L.Bean expertise via digital channels. So we've talked a lot about wanting to try things like video, and really, what does that make sense for? So as an example, we have a team that we refer to as product support specialists. And these are people who have been in our business for 20 or 30 years, who actually are in the field as fly fishermen, as home store experts, as camping experts, who really understand our products. And often that is a call transfer to that team. So somebody might have a fishing pole and it's broken and they want to know how to fix it. And so we'd really like to be able to leverage some of the technology that Egain provides to be able to make that a very personal customer interaction. So if you're in the wilderness and you're camping and you have a broken tent or you can't remember quite how to put it up, we can actually visually show you that. And we keep an equipment room in the back of the contact center where we have access to those things to be able to do that for our customers. So I would say the future is very bright. We are excited about what more we are going to see as our customers choose digital channels and our partnership with Egain in that as well. And if there's anything you'd like to discuss, I'll be here today and tomorrow. So look forward to that. And thank you very much for the opportunity.